right now on 5 on your side at 10.
Demonstrations of goodwill toward men.
If this can have a positive outreach to one person, it can make a difference.
An area Muslim community giving back this Christmas. And
they belong to someone. They're clearly someone's memories, so they're like they deserve to have those back.
A young photographer returns lost memories captured inside a thrifted camera.
It was a rainy Christmas out there, and we have more rain in the forecast, but some of it could mix in with snow.
Good evening and Merry Christmas. I'm Mark Maxwell. Tonight, a North County community is grieving the loss of a man who was fatally shot in a Christmas Eve shooting. Diamond Palmer has that story.
St. Louis County Police say on Christmas Eve they found 3 men with gunshot wounds in the 11,200 block of West Florissant Avenue. Police say their preliminary investigation reveals that an altercation happened inside of a business. The people involved went into the parking lot and it escalated into a shooting. All 3 men were treated for their injuries at a hospital, but 33-year-old Kenneth Covington died from his injuries later, according to police.
At this time, it does not appear that St. Louis County Police have a suspect in custody. Police say this investigation is ongoing.
On Monday, Covington's friend Shaquille O'Shea Lattimore confirmed Covington leaves behind a wife and 3 children. Lattimore didn't want to speak on camera, but described him as a family man, very supportive of his children, and an overall great person. Lattimore, too, was a victim of gun violence in October. He says Covington was his friend that checked on him every day when he was recovering. Former St. Louis high school football coach Carl Reed Jr. confirmed to 5 on Your Side Monday his oldest son was also injured in the Christmas Eve shooting. In a post to X, Reed says in part, "Thank you for all the calls and concerns regarding my oldest son, KK. He was shot last night and is in stable condition. He has a tough road ahead of him physically and mentally. We thank you for all the prayers. Please send prayers and support to the wife and kids of his older brother Kenny, as he did not make it. Kenny was always a stand-up guy, loved his brother, and was the true essence of what an older brother and father were supposed to be. He was extremely proud of KK and everything he has accomplished thus far." Reporting in Florida.
That was Diamond Palmer reporting. St. Louis County Police say an update will be sent out when they have additional information. Police do want anyone who has information about that shooting to call Crime Stoppers at 1-866-371-TIPS. Right now, a man is in custody for a deadly road rage shooting last night. Police say Angelo McNeil was driving on Interstate 70 around 10 o'clock when he and his passenger both opened fire on a red SUV. St. Louis police say McNeil admitted to accidentally shooting the person riding with him instead. That victim died. We don't know their name at this time. McNeil faces several charges, including second-degree murder. 5 people were shot in St. Louis this holiday weekend. 3 of them died from their injuries. The first shooting happening around 3:17 in the morning on Talmadge Avenue. It's about a quarter mile from Manchester and South Vanaventer. That's where a man was shot on his porch and later died at the hospital. The second shooting happened about a minute later on Minnesota Avenue and Potomac. A man was found unconscious and not breathing. Later, another man showed up to the hospital after being shot in the back. He told police he was shot on North Vanaventer Avenue. If you have any information regarding any of those shootings, again, call Crime Stoppers at 866-371-TIPS. With many traveling home from the holidays, COVID is also on the move. Right now, health experts are warning of a sharp uptick in respiratory illnesses. A new map shows flu-like illnesses registering at a very high levels across the South, with some activity trending up in the Northeast and in our region. An intensive care doctor told us people can take practical steps to protect themselves and loved ones this holiday.
Set yourself up for success getting vaccinated. Wear your mask, wash your hands, avoid touching your eyes and nose and mouth when you're in public. And I think those are the best things you can do to help stay out of the hospital, the ICU, and protect your loved ones.
With viruses like RSV and the flu on the rise, doctors encourage everyone to do their part in keeping people healthy for the new year. Well, it wasn't a white Christmas in the bi-state, but we did see a lot of rain and overcast skies. That didn't keep those families from heading out to the Steinberg ice rink. You can see it there, a little bit colder to strap on some skates today after an unusually warm Christmas Eve. You heard her there. She joins us now. Weather First meteorologist Tracy Hinson. It did cool off a bit today. Are we going to see something that looks a little bit more like winter
Yeah, exactly, Mark. We are going to see temperatures close to average, and we could even see a little snow. If we do see it on Wednesday, it will be a little late. But we did have quite a bit of rainfall that came through, even some sheets of rain as that initial system rolled through. So you can see this time lapse here with some pretty impressive rain that we had. We saw our creeks and streams rise with this as well. And behind us, oh, that's where I'm jealous of. Some parts of Nebraska and Kansas there getting a bit of snowfall, some fresh snowfall on Christmas. How magical. For us, though, it is dry and it is pretty windy. But as we head into Wednesday, that's when things do look a little interesting here. So here's that's time lapse here. That'll show just a little bit of rainfall, but also a little bit of snow mixing in. It'll just be a very much so a wait and see situation. Coming up, I'll outline exactly what you can expect as we head into Wednesday and just how long conditions like this might stick around for.
There were no pauses in fighting in Gaza on this Christmas Day, where more than 100 Israeli hostages are still held by Hamas. The health ministry there says 250 people died today, 500 others injured just in the last 24 hours from airstrikes. Palestinian Christians held a prayer service at the Holy Family Church of Gaza during the holiday. Signs of pain and protest were also visible in the city of Bethlehem in the West Bank. This twist on a nativity scene had no gold, frankincense, or myrrh, but rather barbed wire, brick rubble, and a burial shroud. Thousands of people normally tour the Church of the Nativity on Christmas Day, but only a few folks ventured out to visit that place where believers say Jesus was born. Somber onlookers said this year Christmas is canceled.
Where's the happiness here? There's no happiness. There's no children in the streets that are running and celebrate Christmas. No, everything disappeared this year.
Shata is just 14 and says she knows the weight of what's happening around her this holiday season. She says she's praying specifically for God to be with the children in Gaza. Pope Francis included sympathetic prayers in his Christmas message today, the pontiff calling on the Catholic Church to pray for Palestine, Israel, and Ukraine. He specifically compared children dying in wars, including in Gaza, to the little Jesuses of today. Closer to home, a group spent their Christmas Day giving back. It was all a part of the Muslim Day of Service partnered with Project Downtown St. Louis. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has more.
The simple thing of providing somebody a warm meal on a day that's normally, filled with joy and happiness, if this can have a positive outreach to just one person, it can make a difference.
On a rainy Christmas day inside this mosque in West Florissant, cookies were spread across the table and pies were baking in the oven.
There's been a lot of sadness going around in the world right now, and we wanted to give back in a way and bring some joy to the people of the local St. Louis community.
Hoping to spread that joy through a hot meal, the St. Louis Muslim community partnered with Project Downtown St. Louis.
Project Downtown started here in St. Louis in 2013, and it started with a weekly service that we would do where we would package and hand out over 100 meals every week.
Usually handing food out on Saturdays, the two groups partnered together for the first time to hand deliver food to homeless shelters on the holiday, as the need across the city only continues to grow.
A lot of people sometimes can't afford the basic necessities, and if something small like this can comfort somebody for a day and bring some happiness, I think that has a great effect.
An effect that not only impacts those receiving the food, but also those giving it.
To get together with friends and family and make something out of the day, it's a great experience.
Between the gloves, the hats, and the biscuits, everyone packing the meals hopes this is just the beginning of helping their beloved city.
The Muslims in the community do care, and we want to help out the St. Louis community and uplift everyone.
In St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
The St. Louis Muslim community plans to do future events on a larger scale next year. Everything they gave out today for Christmas was donated by the St. Louis community. In this season of Goodwill, a Goodwill store changed the lives of 2 local families thanks to a shared memory card from a camera. 5 on your side's Annie Crawl captured the heartwarming handoff between an amateur photographer and a very grateful family.
Yep, that's our house. Originally from Chesterfield, Jordan, Vermont is a senior at Mizzou, studying education, and is a self-proclaimed amateur photographer.
This is the Goodwill in Manchester, where it all started. Jordan and Sharon Vermont, her mother, decided to go shopping during Thanksgiving break for Jordan from Mizzou. She asked her mom if she could buy a camera that was more than 20 years old from the technology section.
And when we got home, she said, "Mom, there's a memory card in here." And I said, wow, I hope that people didn't leave pictures on that. I wonder what's on there. And we were joking. Some people were saying that we had talked to, oh, maybe you'll help solve a murder with these pictures. And we thought, oh, I certainly hope not.
Instead, it was full of someone's family photos from 2009. Jordan said she wanted to send these pictures to whomever they belonged to. So Sharon posted on Facebook asking if anyone knew these people.
If anyone could find who they belong to, it would be my mom, because she's just really good at that type of stuff.
But why didn't Jordan just delete the photos?
I don't know. I feel like if I had a camera that was out there that had my family photos on it, I would want them back. And I mean, they're from 2009, so I didn't know if some of the people in the photos weren't around anymore.
Jordan was right.
My dad has been gone for 5 years, and yeah, very sad. And then my aunt passed away 2 years ago.
Pat and her husband Phil bought the camera back in 2001. After cleaning out their basement in Manchester, they donated it to Goodwill in November.
I lost my mom 3 years ago, and I just was thinking, you know, if somebody had found pictures of her, I mean, I would be so grateful to get them.
As was Pat, who bumped into a friend she hadn't seen in 10 years at a local craft show. Then
2 days later, I get a text from her saying, is this your family? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, it is my family.
Social media, bringing together total strangers.
Definitely magical, and like I said, very exciting and just crazy. I mean, it's such a small world. It really is a small place.
She thinks of other people more than herself, and she was the one who said, Mom, we have to try to find out whose pictures they are, and that just showed me what a beautiful soul my daughter has.
It's you and your son. Aw, that's so cute.
Reporting in Manchester, Annie Krall, 5 on your side.
Retired, but not done working.
And what better thing to get on with than Habitat for Humanity?
One group of electricians using their downtime to help others build up a better life. Flight fiasco.
I'm just trying to keep a smile, keep a positive outlook.
How delays in Illinois airports might impact the rest of this busy travel week.
Making a Difference is sponsored by Midwest Bank Center.
Retirement is often a time to relax. That's unless you're an electrician in O'Fallon, Illinois. They've spent years providing power to houses all over their community. And as Mike Bush found out in his Making a Difference report, what powers them now is kindness.
On this construction site in O'Fallon, Illinois, they're about to see the light. Workers are in the final phase of installing the home's electrical system.
This right here will be a set of 3 switches. There'll be a fan and a light up here, as well as a light that in general in the room itself.
All right. It's not often that you'll find this many electricians working on one house, and with this much experience.
I was an electrician for 35 years.
38 years. And you'll get a similar answer from every one of these guys. In fact, they've all short-circuited retirement.
I love retirement compared to working. Fantastic. Well, you say that, but here you are working. Well, yeah, that's true, but it doesn't feel like work when you're not under the gun. Or
What sparked them to dust off the old voltage tester,
I love it,
was the opportunity to give back.
The community needs us, and what better thing to get on with than Habitat for Humanity?
Habitat for Humanity, of course, builds homes all over the world for people in need.
so they can step up in life. It's not necessarily a hand out, it's a hand up to bring them from where they were.
And for the past several years, these retired union electrical workers from IBEW 309 have been teaming up with the O'Fallon Habitat chapter to energize these new homes.
I mean, initially we had 6 guys right off the get-go, and now we're up to 14 different guys.
Generosity leading to camaraderie.
But I haven't done one in a while.
And we ski together, we drink beer together, we barbecue together.
These are always a pain, aren't they?
Habitat credits these electric pros for helping them reduce the cost of construction and make dreams come true for families like one from a few weeks ago.
The mother of 6 children now walks in the front door, and she doesn't get a step in, and the tears just kept running down her face. And that was just such a fulfillment that we were doing something that really meant something for this family.
What does that do to your heart when you see a family who finally gets a home And you were part of the reason that that can happen.
I mean, that's why we keep coming back.
Switching off retirement to make a difference. The experience and skill of these electricians is now a light that never goes out.
Well, it's good. It's just a good feeling.
If you know someone making a difference for someone else, just out of the kindness of their heart, let Mike know. You can email him at mbush@ksdk.com. Some people spent the holiday inside an airport today. A dense fog caused many flights to be grounded, delayed, or canceled in Chicago. At least 198 flights were canceled last night. The FAA issuing a ground stop at Midway due to low visibility. That order has since been lifted, but some travelers are still trying to make it to their destination.
The luggage downstairs was lined up for at least 4 blocks full of people trying to get their luggage because they been canceled Saturday and Sunday and nobody got their luggage. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Southwest says it is working to recover from the backlog of delays and cancellation. This coming weekend still projected to be the busiest travel weekend of the year yet, but travel experts do not anticipate any more travel impacts from the weather this week. All right, speaking of all that weather.
Southwest, don't do this to us again.
Yeah, you've seen that play before. All right, well, how can this weather impact all the people that are traveling over the area these next few days? People are kind of watching that there now. What can they expect?
So I was at the desk, so I ran over because I was in the wrong spot. Not used to this 10 o'clock stuff. What can people expect, Mark? You were doing a lot of tap dancing there for me to get all the way over here, and I just didn't move over here fast enough. Wednesday is going to need to be the day we keep our eye on, and most of us should be still off from that time, so that should be good. Morning commute should be a little bit lower. But this is what we had over the past 24 to 36 hours, a nice consistent rainfall. That sure puts a smile on a lot of our farmers, our growers' faces. This is the kind of consistent rainfall that we need to have. Conditions, we saw about an inch of rainfall. That's a nice blanketing amount for us, not too much that we get too much runoff. Now Wednesday here, I kind of showed you a little bit of this earlier. Let's play it all the way through. It'll be a very interesting day for us on Wednesday. So we start off with a little bit of rain. The temperature will be right at that mark that we could have a bit of a rain-snow mix. I wish I could tell you for sure I think we're going to have a rain-snow mix, or we're going to have just rain, or we could have some snow. But right now, we are just right on the fence for this one. So you can see that snowfall over the St. Louis area. And then here's just about 7:12 at night. Very light, as you can see in some areas, but we'll just have to wait and see what exactly happens with this. It does paint it into Thursday morning. Now, if we have that on Thursday morning, I would be very confident that that's going to be snow, but it'll just matter on how fast this system or how slow the system goes through. Here's the shot over Belleville. As you can see, the flags blowing in the wind there on the square. We have those strong winds. Always think of it as the winds of change, ushering in some new weather for us, and that new weather is colder weather. So we had some very warm conditions up until now, and then that wind came in. We're much cooler behind that front. It's 36 in Warrenton, 36 in Sullivan. It is 39 in Chesterfield. It is 44 for my friends at Scott Air Force Base. So you can kind of see that weather pattern starting to shift over. For tonight, we will drop down to 35 in the city, which means my more rural areas, you're going to drop down into the upper 20s to low 30s. We will have wind gusts up to 20 miles per hour. Now your weather first 10-day forecast at 10 o'clock tonight. The trend after Wednesday, whatever Wednesday turns out to be, whether it's a rain-snow mix or just rain, or some of us are hopeful it's going to be snow, then it's going to be nice and dry throughout the next, all the way into Thursday of next week.
All right, Tracy, thanks for all that.
Some snow.
All right, he puts the Riz in Christmas. Corey Miller is here with what's ahead in sports. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Mark. Mizzou football spent their holiday in Dallas getting ready for the Cotton Bowl. It was a busy Christmas day in the NFL and NBA. We'll be back with sports after the break.
This is Desiree Bruton with U.S. Army NATO Brigade in Sembach, Germany. I'd like to wish my friends and family, especially my two lovely children in Muscoda, Illinois, happy holidays, and I will see you soon.
The Sports Desk is sponsored by Jim Butler Chevrolet, the Midwest's #1 Chevy dealer 10 years running.
To hear sleigh bells and the snow,
really isn't Christmas until we hear from Adam Wainwright. Waino reenacting his favorite Home Alone scene for social media there. Here's hoping the Missouri Tigers didn't leave anyone home alone in Columbia this week. They're already down in Texas to get ready for the Cotton Bowl, but still got in on the Christmas spirit today. Coach Drinkwitz surprised his players with some pretty awesome Christmas gifts after practice today. The Tigers got some hats and shades and other Mizzou swag, like this gorgeous retro jacket coming up that I think might just have to go on my Christmas list next year. The Tigers may not play Ohio State for the Cotton Bowl title for another 4 days, but preparations for the game are well underway. Mizzou got into Dallas 2 days ago and have already hit the field for some practice. While no matter the results on Friday, fans will undoubtedly see this season as a success. Coach Drinkwitz knows what one more win means.
That's why I embrace the old cowboy hat, you know, enjoy the journey. Coming down to Texas, home of the Cowboys. This has been an awesome season. It's been a tremendous year for us, from loving each other, playing for each other, competing against each other. Our coaching staff and players all working together, and we've had a whole heck of a lot of fun. And we're going to celebrate that this week, but we want to finish the right way with this bowl game.
Christmas Day has become a busy day on the pro sports calendar. From the traditional NBA slate of marquee matchups to the NFL continuing to dominate the conversation, it was a fine day to not leave the couch. We'll start with football and get the obligatory Taylor Swift at the Chiefs game shot out of the way very early. KC hosting their rivals from Vegas. Another bad day for Patrick Mahomes and company. The Raiders scored defensive touchdowns on back-to-back plays from scrimmage. First is the big man, Bilal Nichols, with the score. And then Jack Jones with a pick six, and he's going to hit a fake-out souvenir toss to a kid in the stands. Watch this. On Christmas even. That's brutal. Raiders win 20-14. Chiefs have lost 3 of their last 4. Eagles and Giants next, and it wouldn't be an NFL game day without spotlighting a local kid. Giants cornerback Adoree Jackson is from Belleville. He spent a year at Belleville East and comes up with a pick six off Jalen Hurts to keep New York in it. Wow, great play there. Last gasp for the Giants, though. They have to score. Tyrod Taylor, he's in for a bench. Dami DeVito picked off, ends the game. Eagles win 33-25.
Ho, ho, ho. Daddy's so sweet. There's chocolate. Wow.
JT2s.
Wait, these aren't red size.
Not a bad Christmas day for St. Louis native Jason Tatum. Have your son announce your new shoe, then take on LeBron James and the Lakers on national TV. Tatum had a big game, 25 points, 7 assists, 8 rebounds. Celtics beat the Lakers 126-115, and Deuce even got to hang out with LeBron after the game. Pretty nice way to spend the holiday. It's also nice to spend it on the couch, eat a bunch of Christmas cookies, watching sports, topping it off with Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life, Die Hard, one of those 3.
What more could a person want?
Perfect day.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good day out there.
All right, Corey, thanks. Well, 5 on Your Side is always streaming. You can watch all the latest stories and extra content wherever you are. Anthony Slaughter is here to tell you more about that with the 5+ app.
We know you're busy, but you need to keep up with what's happening in your community when it comes to local news and weather. And 5 on Your Side has a solution. The 5+ streaming app, the place to go for everything you need. Local news and the always accurate Weather First forecast. You can watch it now or later, always on your schedule. Here's how it works. The 5+ app is available on Roku, Fire, or Apple TV devices. Just search KSDK in your app store and you'll see it right there. The red icon with the white 5 and plus sign. The app opens the Watch tab. This is your 24-hour continuous live stream. Below that, a carousel of featured content. And check this out. Next to that is the News tab. Open this section and you can choose from a full day of newscasts. And finally, the Shows tab. This is where you can find episodes of Show Me St. Louis and other great programs. So check it out, the 5+ streaming app. Scan the QR code to see how it works.
There you go. Could the job market be playing Cupid? Why economists say more people could get engaged in 2024. Corey Miller thought we got this out of the way. We had a replay for you. To celebrate the holidays this year, Taylor Swift traded in a Christmas tree farm for Arrowhead Stadium. The pop star was seen at the Chiefs game today once again, cheering on her boyfriend, Travis Kelce. Even spotted entering the stadium with, you guessed it, Santa Claus.
He's got some competition.
I guess he does. It seems love is in the air for more than just Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. Economists are now saying there could be a spike in marriage proposals in 2024. Why? Well, it varies, but experts say the steady job market could have something to do with it.
Precedes an increase in demand for things like jewelry, which is what you see around engagements and marriages.
The paycheck comes first. All right, jewelry companies say the sales of engagement rings took a bit of a hit during the pandemic. They're seeing more couples make those major milestone moments these days. All right, well, Tracy has a final check of our weather now with that. I don't know what kind of forecast you have for 2024, if it includes...
Well, my sister's getting married, so
see,
there you go. Yeah, we've got that on the books, and we'll see who else. You too?
Oh, see, how did I know that was coming? No
All
pressure.
right. Let's go over our weather forecast for us. 42 degrees with a mix possible on Wednesday. Did you hear those nervous laughs? That just made my night. 44 degrees on Thursday and Friday. Nice and sunny for next weekend.
All right, that's all of our 5 on your side at 10 on this Christmas night. You can start your day with Today in St. Louis at 4 o'clock. Have a great night.